The future starts now. Hi, ugly. It's me, Bussy, and welcome back to Hot or Rat. And today we'll be reviewing episode 5 of Canada's Drag Race Season 2. In the main challenge, our queens were split into 2 groups to write lyrics for and perform original choreography to Canada's newest country drag single, By Flop, and the runway category was Monochromatica, Futuristic Pop Princess, obviously a take on Chromatica, Lady Gaga's album. We'll be breaking down each queen's verse, overall performance, and their runway look. And then at the end of today's video, we'll be taking a look at Eve's farewell message to us all. We've got a lot to cover, but first, I have an announcement. I finally found the one, and their name is Helix, today's video sponsor and the makers of premium mattresses and bedding customized to fit your needs, and conveniently shipped right to your doorstep. I've had my Helix for about 2.5 months now, and I have to say, I didn't know it was possible to love a mattress, but girl, I do. My Helix perfectly supports my back in ways that I didn't even know were possible, helps me get a full 8 hours of sleep, and is genuinely my favorite thing that I own. Everyone needs a Helix, and here's how you can figure out which Helix is perfect for you. HelixSleep.com is a sleep quiz to match your unique body type and sleep preferences to make the perfect mattress for you. You just put in your height, weight, gender, and your sleep preference. I'm primarily a back sleeper, and I specified that I wanted a mattress on the firmer side to help support my back. And bada bing, bada boom, they matched me with the Helix Dawn. It has a firm feel, back and stomach support, and body contouring to aid in recovery. But I was feeling a little bit extra. Y'all know how I am. So I actually upgraded my Helix Dawn to the Helix Dawn Luxe, which I can't recommend doing enough. It has additional zoned lumbar support, a premium quilted pillow top, and additional airflow technology to keep me nice and cool all night long. And after you're matched with your perfect mattress, it is shipped right to your door with, guess what? Free shipping within the US. Free shipping. And you can shop confidently with Helix because they offer a 100-night sleep trial, along with a 10-year warranty. Plus, Helix has financing options and flexible payment plans, making their mattresses affordable for everyone. And best of all, Helix has partnered with me to help you save up to $200 off your new Helix. So what are you waiting for? Start sleeping like a queen or king and click the link in the description of my video to visit helixsleep.com/bussyqueen to get up to $200 off your perfect night's sleep and 2 free pillows. Thanks, Helix, for sponsoring today's video. Now, put on your cowboy hats and let's hit the rodeo. First up, it's the Giddy Girls, aka Team Gia. And since it's her team, we'll talk about her first. She rap sang, so he sent me a text, and this is what it said. I love you so much, but can we just be friends? I said, no bitch, do you know who I am? I'm Gia, and I'm a 10 out of 10. And just based on the lyrics she wrote, she was absolutely one of the best tonight. Her verse was clearly enunciated, told a story, and very much fit the theme of the song, which was pretty much just a breakup anthem. And in addition to performing and writing her verse, Gia was also the team captain. So it seemed like she had a pretty big role in planning out choreography and such, which I'm sure was no problem considering her role in, not Rolaska Talks. The Brat Pack, I think she calls it. She's been there, done that. And I think this performance was a pretty cute and hot. And on the runway, she says she's giving sexy, intergalactic robot model, which I, for the most part, agree with. This is a great look from Gia. It is on the simpler side, but I think for this category, it works really well. I love that the bodysuit cutouts really amp up her silhouette, and I really enjoy the armor pieces up top. My only critique or wish on this look is that there were more armor pieces on the bottom. She looks like half of a transformer instead of like a whole one. Plus, I think she was one of the only queens on the runway to make a full nod to like the pop princess part of this runway with the little microphone headset she's wearing. Gia said her blasters to stun tonight. This runway is hot. Next up, girl, after hearing this verse, I never would cross her. She sang, in 3 languages, by the way. Oh, you thought that was the end? Mon chéri, this is just the beginning. I'm the villain, baby. Tormenta tropical, which translates to tropical storm. And then some French words I think that some friends and I worked out to be, it's going to hurt. I really wish that she had maybe not had so many lines in her verse. Everything was so rushed, and she kind of tripped over herself, not only in rehearsal, but in the actual delivery of the song. song. That said, the frantic energy and craziness of it all kind of worked. So I'm gonna give this performance a hot. And on the runway, are you joking, bitch? She says she is giving Ariana Grande Pop Princess Apocalypse. This look is insane. The baby blue color, the mask, the hat, the bodice shapes. She really, I think, took this Chromatica theme all the way with the really sharp lines of the pieces of the silhouette that create that waist part of the dress armor. I'm not even really sure what to call it besides art. Adriana, rain on me. This look is hot. Next up, she can sew a garment, but can she write a song? It's Icesis Couture. She sang, once upon a time there was a little Latin boy who heard his man was cheating with a dirty ass, and I think she said hoe here, but it also kind of sounded like gnome? Not sure. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Grab your bags cause it's time to split. This time, Jack, you ain't ever coming back. I think the little turn of phrase with Jack be nimble, Jack be quick was really fun because yeah, it was like a cliche thing, but she took it from its kind of original meaning and transformed it for this bi-flop breakup song. Whether Jack was a hoe or a gnome, though, we may never know. This performance was still hot. And on the runway, she is not only prepared for Chromatica, but you know she watched the Stupid Love music video because she is dressed as a gladiator. For those of you that aren't little monsters, there basically was like a faction war in the cinematic universe of Chromatica, and she is prepared for it. And I really enjoy this look because it is so many things in one. She's got what is like a loose interpretation on hair coming out of the helmet that is reminiscent of what you would see maybe like goth or EDM people at a festival wearing, complete with the 10-inch custom gold platforms. It's kind of reminiscent of what like Ketamine did on the runway, which was a more classic take on this style of look. And God, Icesis's mind just totally blows my mind every time I see her on the runway because I'm like, wow, how did she think of that? What is going on in her head? It's amazing. And I love that she juxtaposed the ideas of like a flowy cape and the harshness of being a gladiator together. Where's the rave, sis? This look is hot. And finally, of our giddy up girls, we have Pythia. So Pythia's teammates took a more quick-paced rap approach to this song, which was interesting considering it's a country song. But hey, I probably would have done the same thing because we can't all have Cynthia's voice now, can we? Pythia, though, took it a little bit slower, which was nice because we got to understand her and listen to her paint a really beautiful mental picture. You had the wickedest bitch of the wild, wild west. Now you want me back? Now I couldn't care less. You mess with the bull, now you get the horn. So go cry about it to your other hoes. Now's the time to put myself on top. Time to say goodbye, flop. And I really enjoyed that she rhymed putting myself on top, wink, wink, with the titular goodbye flop. But yeah, lots of great imagery and I think really solid songwriting on her part. Her performance was anything but a flop. It was hot. And for her runway, she took us on a little trip down under the ocean. She says she's giving us bioluminescent jellyfish princess. And something about this look feels a little Princess Peachy to me, which I'm living for. She's also giving me like endoplasmic reticulum vibes. Shout out to all my bio majors. On a real note though, I love how conceptual and fashionable and put together Pythia always is, and I've, you know, doted on her many a time before, but this look truly is exceptional, and I love lime green on her. And this look also 100% meets the category of sweet little pop princess. Why don't you come around and sting me sometime? This look is hot. And overall, for these four queens and the giddy up girls, I have to say it was hard to really comment on their specific individual performance, choreographically speaking, because they were all pretty cohesive and nobody really stood out as messing up. There was one little like weird freestyle moment somewhere in there, but overall I think all their verses worked really well as a team. Their dancing was cohesive and they were the clear winners of this challenge. And next up, the rodeo, we've got the Dosey Hoes. Their song opens with Eve 6000, and she sings, "It's Eve and let me get the numbers right. 1, 2, 3 guys tried to ruin my life. A farmer named Joe was good to a hoe, till I found out I was number 1, 2, 3 foe. Honey, I don't need a man to have it all. Being single's too fun, I'm breaking up with y'all. Amen, sister." And I've gotta say, I think her lyrics were really strong. I think she very much matched the vibe of what a country song would be asking for. The problem with Eve tonight was actually in her performance, which, if you've been watching her throughout the episodes, has been a consistent problem for her. It does seem there was something a little bit deeper going on, which we will touch base on after we talk about her elimination later in today's video. Overall, though, I agree with the judges about Eve. All the pieces are there. She's got a flawless beat, amazing looks, and she's got a really smart approach to her drag, generally speaking. She's just missing that one final piece. This performance is going to be a rat. Although the lyrics, like I said, were hot. And on the runway, Miss Eve 6000 is serving us an amazing, beautiful, rhinestone for the gods bodysuit. And yeah, it's just a bodysuit, but something about it is just elevated next level. I love in particular what she did with the hair and the glasses, and she looks stunning. The only issue I had was it was a little too similar to Gia's, although, you know, that's neither of their fault. They wouldn't have known what they were bringing to this runway, but it does kind of force me to draw comparisons, and I'm like, oh, well, she could have put armor on it like Gia did, and it would have brought it to just that one next level, but it's a small ask, and like I said, this look is great, and I'm gonna leave this at a interstellar hot. Next up, Kimora Amor, who is giving us some alien cowgirl vibes. She sang, "So, you've been sleeping with these hoes? Move, take the line, ask them all," I think is what she said there. Just remember when you creep, ain't my money gonna keep. No, no, you left my love laying on the floor. Huh, now Dosey Hoe. Kimora's verse of them all, I think, was a little mediocre. It didn't do a lot for me, on top of the fact that I was kind of confused about what she was saying in the first place. I like her like sugar mama vibes that she's giving in this song, with the like, ain't my money gonna keep if you're creeping around. But it was kind of missing that punch. And her look was a little confusing until I realized that she did like the blue no eyebrows thing for her runway, which we'll get to in a second, but I'm gonna leave this performance at a warming up. It wasn't the worst of her group, but not the best. And on the runway, we visit Pop Princess of the Clouds. This look, like her lyrics, was a tad confusing for me. I think the dress itself is gorgeous, but is it Monochromatica Pop Princess? Not so sure. Maybe like Pop Matron? I do think the challenge on this runway was really to embody that futuristic young rising pop star, and this really doesn't do that for me. The dress itself, sure, great for a pageant. I'll leave it at a hot. But for this category, did not take me to Chromatica. It's gonna be a rot. Next up, Kendall. She said, "When you left me, I was sad and blue. Oh honey, time to make it new. Your new lover is a sad song, and I'm the remix. Been through hell and still I rise like a phoenix. The time has come to be a hoe, but bro, no homo." What? I get like the colloquial phrase, bro no homo, but like, why does that have anything to do with the time has come to be a hoe? And on top of the lyrics not totally making sense to me, the delivery was very strange. She kept making these like pauses. I think she didn't know how to catch the rhythm of the song correctly. It was just too like robotic sounding almost. So the lyrical and delivery side of her performance, I'm gonna give a rot. Although, there is something to be said about the way she can command a stage. The smiling, the eyes, the full theatrical performance that she gave on that stage, honestly was one of the best of the evening. And on the runway, she says she is giving us, quote, hip hop star, and then says something about the look being inspired by Cardi B. And I do see that. She kind of has a similar hair to what Cardi was wearing on the Invasion of Privacy album cover. And this look was great because Kendall finally taught us all what the B in Cardi B stands for. Big Bird. So the judges were a little bit disappointed with this look, but I liked it. Is it like totally brand new and inventive and changing the world? Maybe not, but it's a really clean look, and I think it definitely said Pop Princess, even if it was like Pop Princess of Sesame Street. But generally speaking, I think a lot of Kendall's fashion is going to be hit or miss because it's very clean and crisp. Everything she wears has a clear style, and it definitely much is like of this Kendall Gender brand that she is telling the story of, but it could have just, I think, a touch more personality, which is what I think the judges are trying to comment on. 1, 2, 3, this look was an HOT. And finally, our own little budding pop princess of Canada's Drag Race, Synthia. Listen, bitch, when she came onto this track, I got chills. She sang, "I'm cutting ties with manipulation. You're out of my mind when I put my face on. I'll ride the night and give a twirl. Miss Kiss just ain't your girl." Woo! Literally beautiful. Girl, they just announced that Queen of the Universe song, but look no further, you found her. Her name is Synthia. I can't believe that she gave this verse and this performance and they put her in the bottom. I think her performance was hot. And on the runway, this she describes as Mod Après-Ski Princess. And sure, I see what she's talking about there. It's very 60s go-go girl, but in the ski mountains. I think she had an interesting vision for this. I think the bigger problem is that she tried to get a little too crazy with it, and I think it could have been fixed with some easy changes. The jacket she's wearing should have been a full dress, and she definitely should not have had those biker shorts on underneath the jacket showing, because girl, shorts and drag rarely do those two things go together. Like, that was just super jarring to see the end of the jacket, the shorts, and then the top of the boots. Too much. This look was a rot. Overall, I think this group really struggled to find their footing on the stage while they were performing more than anything else. They weren't really in sync at any given point, and then the delivery of like Eve's, Kimora's, and Kendall's, I think all just left a little bit to be desired, which ultimately is why this team did not win, as good as Synthia was. And as for my hottest hots, Adriana takes it for me on the runway and Synthia in the challenge. I also asked my patrons to vote for their hottest hots, and they chose Gia Metric, respectively. The judges though do make an interesting decision tonight. They go ahead and give the win to Gia, and honestly the first group was so good and consistent across all four that I think they could have given the win to any of them and it would have made sense. Because they did end up putting Synthia in the bottom. However, I don't think the failings of the team represented Cynthia's lack of leadership, rather a failure of the individuals to step up. Like, it's clear there was a choreo and it's clear there was a direction for the song. It's just that the individual performances didn't all, you know, match up together. Plus, I think just for how amazing her verse was, and by the way, maybe the only like actual country song verse of all of the verses tonight, she should have been safe. But, you know, I'm not on the judging panel and Synthia does end up in the bottom with Eve 6000. And Eve being in the bottom here was no shock. She's been in the bottom 3-ish for the past couple of weeks, and I think it was time for her to show up or show out. And I did react to this lip sync over on my Patreon at patreon.com/BussyQueen. That's my members only website where my patron family gets exclusive member benefits like early access to my videos, access to exclusive videos, and access to the Bussy Queen Discord server. You can join by clicking the link in the description of this video. See you there. But yeah, overall, Synthia gave, no surprise, an amazing lip sync. She proved that she could do that a few weeks ago, she proved it tonight in the performance, and then proved it again in the lip sync. So she stays and Eve sachets away. And as for Eve, she did give us some more insight into what is going on with her life and why her time on Drag Race appeared the way it did on her Instagram. She wrote, "Today we're going to talk about mental health, trigger warning, depression, S-word. I've been living with depression for as long as I can remember. For years I blocked out and bottled up my emotions because they tend to take me down a very dark path. Everything I did was a distraction from looking inward, drag being the ultimate distraction for me. While filming Drag Race, I had a little moments of connection with everyone, and I did feel a sisterhood, and I do feel the other girls were genuine in those moments, but I also felt like the odd man out most of the time. I felt like people purposely didn't show me the same love they showed others, both the other queens and the judges. It was very hard being the only one that was critiqued every single week, and even when I excelled, I felt like I was still being put down. Then after critiques, I would try to vent, and the other girls would be critiquing how I handled my emotions. I knew it came from a good place, but it didn't feel good to me in the moment. It felt patronizing. When I left to film Drag Race, I had something weighing heavily on my heart that I couldn't talk about, and I still can't out of respect for my family. I wanted so badly to open up and let everyone understand why I was so broken and why I was so mentally checked out of the competition. At the end of it all, I just want to say that I am grateful for this experience. Production treated me well on set. They did their best to accommodate our needs, and I'm proud of everyone involved for creating a great show. I hope we can all get back together one day when I'm more at peace with myself." So there you have it. Eve has spoken out and letting us know what was going on with her during the time of the show. Of course, you know, respect her privacy, and I would prefer if y'all did not like speculate on what she could be talking about in the comments because it's not really the time or place. And I did leave out some parts of her post due to YouTube guidelines, so y'all can go check those out over on her Instagram and show her some love there. Overall, Eve, I think, had a great run, and it's really crazy. Like, every single week, I'm sad for the queen that's leaving. The queens that have gone already, thank you for your service, and girl, can't wait to see what happens next. And as always, I want to say thanks to you for watching today's video sponsor, and my generous patrons for making my channel possible. And I want to give a special shout out to Lark, Angel, Cyrus, Alicia, Cody P, Jared Rax, JB Joseph, Josh Marchant, JP in Dallas, Laura, Matthew, Maxi Wow, Miss F, Neely, OG Debuse, Rochambeau, Scooby Snacks, Sailor, Steven, Tom Jaco, Tom Young, Topher, Triton, and Haley, who are all supporting me at my Bussy Queen Collector tier. See y'all later. Love ya. Bye.